It's week 2 of the NFL, and we'll see who rules the skies in tonight's battle. It's the Falcons and the Eagles on Monday Night Primetime.
Fill it in. So nearly 70,000 of them are letting their voices be heard already. Welcome inside Lincoln Financial Field. Thank you all for joining us here in week number 2. Alongside Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, we got a great one this week, partner. One of the only games league-wide featuring 2 teams who both won their openers.
Yeah, it's been mission accomplished so far, each off to the start that they envisioned as the season began. And while it's only week 2, whoever can come out of this one with a win and jump to 2-0 has everybody in their division looking up at them.
Only one team will keep the winning waves going to start the season as we're off. Here's Smith on the return. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by a QB coming into his 5th NFL season out of Oklahoma. It's Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is just one of those quarterbacks, Kate. You can feel it when he runs on the field. The guy is pop.
Sanders on the give, headed right. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Arnold Ebiketie makes it there for the stop. A look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. Second down now, 7 to go. Hurts setting up to throw. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't long, and the throw to be off. You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. And not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. So here are the Falcons out on offense for their first drive. And they'll be led out by the 8th pick in the draft. The lefty who led your alma mater, Washington, to the national championship game, Brock, Michael Penix Jr.
One of the big advantages of Michael Penix coming into the league is it wasn't storybook in college. In fact, he got beat up in Bloomington. Everybody remembers the end at Washington, the runner-up for the Heisman, the national title game, but he took a beating. Injuries derailed many of his years back at Indy. Because of all that gets built through that adversity, he's more than ready for everything that comes his way in the NFL.
Gage makes the catch. And that's good yardage with a net of downs.
Kate, when Bush was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on the drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you get completion just like that.
After a pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, Penix. He's gonna try to drop it in deep right. He's got it inside the 10. All the way, that's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons don't need long to take a 6-0 lead. Calvin Ridley with the touchdown. Well, Brock, we normally talk about complimentary football at some point every week. So how about the way they've begun this one, huh? Force a punt and then cash it in for 6 on their opening drive.
Do we do it every game?
It feels like it. Almost every game, yeah.
I think you're right. Because that's what the NFL is about. We all know the margins are so small in this league. And the team that typically plays the complimentary ball is typically the team that wins.
That one splits the uprights. And the Falcons will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Njoku all lined up and ready to boot this one away. He fields it from the 8. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Eagles about set to get going for their second drive. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3 and out to begin this game. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. A play fake, now Hurts to throw. It's to his running back, Miles Sanders. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. The rookie out of Washington making that tackle. Back to the line they go, it's 2nd down. Sanders on the shotgun handoff. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Yeah, you want to get above 5 yards to carry? Well, put together runs like that. And I'll tell you what else a run like that does, Kate. That sets up the play action, right? When you really just gouge and gash a defense like that, the next time you run that action, they're going to be thinking running the ball could go right over their head.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's Hurts. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down. They'll go from the gun with Sanders. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Here's Sanders once more. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, once we saw them on a collision course with one another, we know how inertia works. The bigger man, he wins.
Third and 4 coming up now. On the play fake, it's Hurts. He rolls to his right. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Typically, you call play action this early in a game, and you're not expecting sack. Right? Play action protections actually are some of the best, most sound protections in an NFL offensive playbook. Give some credit to the defense to break that play action pass down and put the first sack on the stat sheet.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And it can't hurt you with the return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. A fortunate break for them as they get a gift with roughing the kicker. Their offense heading back out to keep things going. You gotta be smarter than that. No reason to hit the kicker there, and that gives them a 1st down. Hurts now from the gun. Has a man, it's Hurts. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Fits it through the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down. Hurts to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Opening frame of the game, and 2 times already, these defenders have got home for a home run sack. They get their way, a lot more teammates are going to join them on the stat sheet with the takedown before this one ends.
They'll motion Smith left. After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. He's going to keep it this time. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the 1st. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Handoff here to Sanders. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. Just short on third down, no gain on the run, and now what will they do on fourth?
Sir, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
The kick by Hopkins is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Cordero Patterson now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Onto the field comes the Atlanta offense for the second time. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. He's got a gain of 6 there. Sidney Brown in on that stop. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. Play action. Here's Penix. Pass caught by Ridley. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down. New set of downs for him from the 46. They send a man in motion. Penix now on first down. Throw reeled in by London. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes them back quite a ways. Here we go, 2nd and very long. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. They go play action. Here's Penix. Jones reels it in. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you've got to count on those being efficient and effective.
And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. And again, it's Penix. He's on the move. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
This is one of those many moments where I'm really thankful I'm in the booth and not on the field. Because in my day, defensive tackles couldn't run like that. This is not a statuesque QB. This guy can run. And it wasn't the linebacker or DB that chased him down. It was a big old D tackle. Tip of the cap to you, my big man.
Got it for me. They need a chunky yards here on 2nd and goal. Trying again, following the set. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. So they'll be left with 3rd and goal. A give to Patterson out of the shotgun. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Traps, screens, draws, you need the element of surprise. The problem is, this defense was all over that draw. You couldn't fool them, even if you wanted to.
So now on 4th down, the Falcons electing to send Younghoe Koo after the field goal. It's a 38-yard look here. The kick by Lutz is good. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here, but they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with a high percentage make.
That's going to be taken in at the 8. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. They'll start this series with an option left. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return to the link right after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They have second down behind the sticks. That's incomplete left side. Almost the completion of the wrong team there. And that's going to leave them with a tough 3rd and long. Now Hurts. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punter on now, and he gets into this one. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And the Falcons will take over. Penix on 1st down. Finds him over the middle. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 39. Throws off the rip, but it's incomplete.
Well, that throw, Kate, pretty clean out of his hand. Just looked like it didn't get through the defense clean enough. Somebody tips it away and saves a potential completion.
Penix on 3rd down. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
They bring on the punt team, and they get this kick away. He has it at the 13. And he'll scrape together what he can on the return and gets it back to the 20. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And the Eagles will take possession. They'll get this drive started, 1st and 10. On the give, it's Sanders. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
This one finds Goddard. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field. How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Falcons getting close, and they take him down! And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
I know quarterbacks get paid a lot of money and a lot of glamour in this league, but today, well, this is a tough day for this QB. He's taking a beating. And whether it means changing up some of the blocking schemes, maybe mixing in a little bit of run, or heck, this quarterback getting the ball out of his hand more quickly, he's got to start protecting himself.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's officially in now. They're going to give him the opposing 49.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
The Falcons ready for their next possession. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. A toss now to Robinson. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did. You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. Bradley Pinion on now to punt. And this will be his second effort of the contest. Went for 48 with his first kick, and this one looks even better. And he hauls it in right near the 40-yard line. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. On the move, headed right. They'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Stopped by Foye Oluokun. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. A give to Sanders, running right. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Stopped by Foye Oluokun.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do.
Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. Well, they scrambled back on top of the fumble. They lose a ton, though, and now they've got 4th down coming up.
Yeah, recovering it really only brought you one more play. But with how much they lost on that play, well, here come the special teams. And now they got to be special.
Braden Mann on the punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it's going to be their football coming up. 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, Penix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And it just keeps coming, Kate. It just keeps coming. This defense relentless in this first half. 3rd time. Now this quarterback's got to pick himself off the turf. When they get in that locker room at halftime, it's going to be a quick one. I think the whole message is going to be, how do we protect our quarterback? Because if you can't do that, this offense can't get started.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Penix working from the gun. Flush down out to his left. Oh, he's going to run for it. He picks up 28 on the play. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the 1st down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10, around to Robinson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles. Well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
Here's a counter give to Robinson. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. That's the long-tenured Brandon Graham with the stop. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Penix now. Got a man. Robinson has it. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Kickoff taken at the 3. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll motion Smith left. Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Adds just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
Able to find Ertz. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the 1st. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Throwing here, Hurts. That's Smith on the slant. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Flushed out of the pocket. He's stepping up and takes off with this one. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
1st down, ball at the 36. Hurts now from the gun. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. The Eagles facing a deficit near the break. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Running back sent in motion left. Another try following the sack. Hits him on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Slot man in motion right. On 3rd down, it's Hurts. Completed over the middle. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. So on 4th down, on comes the Eagles kicker Jake Elliott for the try. He'll try to connect on a 50-yarder. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Patterson now to return it. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. Here's the Falcon offense headed out. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. On 1st down, here's Penix. Able to find Jones. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They strike for 23 yards. And the Falcons will have a 1st. Penix here from the gun. He smartly won't risk something here, just chucks it away.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
He's got Ridley here on the slant. And he gets him around 6 there. James Bradbury up from the secondary for that tackle. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Penix looking to pass. That one's complete to London. And he's brought down after a short gain.
How many times, Kate, do we see those routes, those horizontal east-to-west routes, just get that first down on these critical third down situations? It takes tremendous eyes, tremendous speed, and a tremendous want-to by the defense to stop that short.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. We've reached the midway point of this game. The visiting Falcons taking a lead into that locker room. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. As mentioned, this is the EA Sports Halftime Report. Time to take a look around the NFL and find out what's going on this fine Sunday. We'll start by heading out west, State Farm Stadium in Glendale, where it was the visiting Rams who come in and get the victory on the road. Cooper Kupp, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. From there, we're off to check out another game, and you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. With that, the two squads are headed out of the tunnel. So let's get you back out to Kay Scott and Brock Heward.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, it's Rondale Moore. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Falcons and receiver Calvin Ridley back out again on offense. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. Penix now on first down. And down he goes. The Eagles got him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact. It gets home. But of course, we know.
He's in trouble and gets brought down again. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a third down.
One thing you learn about NFL halftimes, Kate, is they're a lot quicker than the college game. You got to make your adjustments in a hurry, and boy, has this defense. Back-to-back sacks, setting up what could be a very quick 3-and-out, and an early boost in the second half.
Eagles with an extra man in the secondary for this third down. Here's Penix to throw. Got a man, Patterson has it. And he'll get this up to the 18-yard line.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. First, second, third down, sometimes even fourth. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
Calls fair catch and has it inside the 40-yard line. So no return on that punt. And it'll be their football. The Eagles and Miles Sanders making their return to the field. And the running lanes, and they've been hazardous. Not quite the decorated collection of highlights from him that we're going to look at here. Those big plays, the explosive runs where he leads an offense, just haven't been there for him in this one. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Taking the deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He puts some power on a deep one left. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Hurts looking to throw. Brought in right side. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
I know on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Here's Atlanta ready to take over possession. They didn't add to their lead last time out, so they punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Shotgun handoff for Patterson. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after looks like a yard gain. Hassan Reddick cleaning up that play. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Penix. Throw reeled in by London. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Penix now to throw. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, Kate, my years in Indianapolis with Peyton, he loved to know the tendencies of a defense. And 3rd and short, more often than not, all across the league, you get man-to-man coverage. It really is a good time to throw. Unfortunately, couldn't execute that pass, and a 4th down instead.
And he'll get under this one and make the fair catch at the 19-yard line. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And he's brought down for a loss.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you could come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
Now Hurts on 3rd and long. And he goes down. The Falcons got to him. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
How many times we see these coaches after games sit there at the press conference, they pull out the stat sheet, and when they do, they look for some anomalies. And today, well, this head coach is going to be very proud of a defensive effort, getting after the quarterback 6 different times. 6 sacks, and they've had a heyday in the backfield.
The Eagles are in punt formation. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he calls for the fair catch and is there to collect it. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Falcons will take over. Onto the field runs the Atlanta offense. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Robinson on the inside give. Jukes out a one-stop. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. That one's rejected at the line. So it'll be 2nd down. Going right side, Robinson with it. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. Here's Penix. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, that's an example right there where you just simply got to be on the same page with each other and get both ends of the play right to execute. They want that one back.
And this one had a brief chance, but not a good kick in the end. He misses it. And their lead holds steady at 10.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it. And so again, just did not work out this time around.
The Eagles about set to go on offense. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Sanders running dead ahead. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Hurts setting up to throw. This one finds Goddard. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says two things in every production meeting. Number one, well, we got to stop the run. And number two, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
Has a man, it's Hurts. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Trying the inside handoff to Sanders. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
From the pistol, Hurts. Goddard makes the catch. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Here's Sanders. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Complete beyond the marker. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal. Pressure coming, it's Hurts. And he scores! It's a Philadelphia touchdown! The Eagles shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown! Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Moore with a return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now here come the Falcons on offense. That last touchdown cuts their lead from 10 to 3, but a chance to restore it right here. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Penix has the connection to Jones. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. The end result there, 15 yards and a first. A give left side, here's Robinson. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Hassan Reddick cleaning up that play. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Penix working from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop it. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
Time we offered some serious blanket praise for this entire group defensively. The guys up front, they've certainly generated the pressure. Everybody on the back end in coverage, well, they're holding down their assignments to delay these throws. This is going to be one tomorrow, one fun tape to watch, because 6 sacks, hard to come by in this league.
And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion, 4th down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released, and that sure altered the throw.
And a fair catch made here at the 17. The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. On first down, Hurts has him on the quick hitter. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Here's 2nd and 5. Throwing the out route complete. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he can transform a short completion into a big play.
So the big play moves him well past midfield, has him set up now at the 35. First and 10, here's Hurts. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Well, I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
Only one quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the third. It's the Eagles in possession to start. They trail, but that lead is reachable. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
And they corral him after a minimal gain to the 21. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up. No luck finding his receiver that time. So they're left facing a 4th down. A lot of pressure on this kick for Jake Elliott. This is going to be a 38-yarder from the right hash. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And in the 4th quarter, that's going to tie the game.
And we're barely into this quarter, Kate, and already a tied game, a whole new game. Starting from this point, every single possession will be a premium.
Patterson now to return it. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Falcons and Michael Penix Jr. set to take over again. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Patterson trying this straight ahead. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's Robinson up the middle. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, they eschewed the pass to try and bring up 3rd and short via a little more conservative ground call, but it backfired. You know, the defense, they'll look for keys up front. They fired off the line knowing a run was coming. And boy, they busted it before it could get back to the line.
Tried getting it to Calvin Ridley. So that brings up 4th and long. The Falcons getting ready for the punt. And this will mark his 5th kick of the night. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. That punt goes 63 yards. And the Eagles will take possession. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll go from the gun with Sanders. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. He can't hang on to the pass. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Hurts to throw. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. Officially a 55-yard launch. And they're going to take over possession. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. They'll run it with Bijan. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
On 2nd down, Robinson. And he's stopped after getting this down to about the 44. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1. Throwing from the pistol, Penix. He has the 1st over the middle. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. It's a gain of 4 there. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Now the give for Bijan. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Into the hands of Pitts. And he'll go down here at the 16.
Well, nothing very fancy about that. That's just a textbook curl route. I think they were running curl routes last century, and it's a play that works a high percentage of the time then, just like it did now.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Penix here from the gun. This one's caught. And he drives this forward to the 6. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Has it in close. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
He pushed for it, but they managed to stop him at the 2. It'll be a gain of only 1 on 2nd, so that brings up 3rd and goal from the 2. They've got a man in motion. Running with Robinson. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Back-to-back stands from this front. No gain on the play brings up 4th and goal.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they take the lead in the fourth quarter.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Here's Smith on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Sanders on the shotgun handoff. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Hurts. This will be caught by Watkins. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
As quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. The give to Sanders, running right. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even 2 defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
1st down throwing for Hurts. That pass complete to Goddard. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Eagles down by only 3. 1st down, ball at the 36. Hurts throwing again. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. The easy way to do it, catches just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
Handoff here to Sanders. And he runs this down to around the 12-yard line. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Brought in right side. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their 1st. Got that chip shot in their back pocket to tie it. A chance at the lead here first, though. 1st and goal. And he will score and give him the lead in the final minute. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while, but that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson getting set to begin another drive. And his production is carried over into this second half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they placed upon him. Setting up to pass. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped and incomplete on first down. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. He'll look to throw it. Hits him on the out route. And a good pickup of 9 there before he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Throwing now. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Desperation time here on 4th. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Sometimes a quarterback gets so focused on coverage down the field, you lose sight of those linemen right in front of you. On that occasion, he throws it right to the D lineman. Easy to get the paw up and swat away a potential first down.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. On the give, it's Sanders. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They go right back to Sanders. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at 2nd. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Here's Sanders once more. He gets the 1st and more inside the 20. And he's finally brought down at the 9. Now with 8 seconds remaining in the game, they're going to burn their final timeout. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So beneath the chorus of Fly, Eagles Fly, it's a win for the Eagles. And they're stacking momentum right away this season as they begin the year 2-0. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. The Eagles are winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.